Okay, in this final video, we kind of back off a lot and talk a little bit about kind of an unrelated area. We're doing a little bit with statistics. In particular, we're finding measures of central tendency and dispersion. So we want to talk about the center and the spread. So in the set of problems I provided, all you're being asked to do is find the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, and I think you've done this probably in a previous math class, so this shouldn't be totally new to you. But I do want to review each one of the different methods and then go through one with you. After that, I think that you should pretty much be good to go. If not, as always, make sure you contact me and tell me where you're struggling. Okay, so first thing, central tendency. That's the magic or the $10 word for how do you find the center of a set of numbers. And there are literally three ways. Actually, there's more but there's three ways that we're going to choose to look at it today: the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay. Now, the first one we're going to look at here is this last one here, the mode. It's the easiest one to express because it simply is the most often occurring data element. Most often occurring. Okay, so M-O-D-E, there's mode. So the number that repeats the most is the mode. Now, there are different kinds of mode. Different versions of it. So it could have a single mode. Okay, so it could have one, or if it does happen to have more than one, we can call a distribution bimodal. If it has more than one mode, or even trimodal. Or we could even say that a distribution of numbers has no mode if none of the numbers repeat. But typically we don't go how much higher than that. I'm not really sure how far or how many modes some of these will have, but I would say go up to 2, maybe 3, and after that just say, well, there's too many modes or not enough to even state a mode. But the number that repeats the most is the mode. Okay, a median. A median, when you describe the median of a highway, it's that area of the highway that goes right down the middle. Well, that's also true for a set of numbers. Median means middle, literally the middle of the numbers. So how do you find a middle term? The first thing you have to do is let's arrange numbers from least to greatest. Now you could go from greatest to least, that doesn't matter. Either way, they do need to be arranged in an order. Okay, now once you've got those numbers arranged, one of two things has to happen. Okay, if you have an odd set of numbers, then find the middle number. And there will be one. Okay, so if you have 17 numbers, 17 divided by 2 is 18 and a half, or excuse me, 8 and a half. Okay, so that means that the 9th number is going to be your median. Okay, the 9th number is going to be your median. Okay, if you have an even set, then there will be 2 middle numbers. So you take those 2 middle numbers and find their average. And to find average, you just add them together and divide by 2. Okay, so 2 versions or 2 cases here. Either the set of numbers is odd, the set of numbers is even. Okay, so odd's a little bit easier, even requires a little extra work, but not that much. So we got mode, we got median. The next one, the one that requires the most calculation, but most people find it the easiest to do because it's just something they're used to, is the mean. Okay, mean is the average. That's just another name we typically use. We find averages all the time, averages of test scores, averages, batting averages, etc. We find averages all the time. So what I need to do is I need to take the sum. Let's try that again. The sum of all numbers. Okay, divided by the number of numbers. So if you got 5 numbers, you add them all up and divide by 5, and there's your average. If you got 10 numbers, add them up and divide by 10. Okay, but you have to take the sum of all the numbers on top, the number, the actual number of numbers on the bottom, divide them out. And I'm not sure what your answers are going to look like. If it's a decimal, you ought to be able to just round to 1 decimal place and be good. Okay, round to 1 and call it good. The last thing you're going to be calculating is the range. Okay, so for a range is the only example here of dispersion or spread. The range tells you how far it is from the bottom to the top of a set of numbers. So you take the high number in the set. This is where that that arrangement you did for the median comes in handy. The last number in the set is your highest. Okay, the first number in the set is the lowest. You subtract those 2 values and you've got your range. Okay. Do you have to put them in order to find the range, the highest and lowest? No, you ought to be able to just search the numbers and find them. I gave you a worksheet where the numbers didn't get real big. I wanted you to be able to practice these without going into as much detail as you would with larger 2-digit, 3-digit numbers. So everything here is pretty much just a set of 1-digit numbers and go through the operations. So let's look. Your worksheet looks like this. Okay. And you can see you're looking at the different kinds of numbers, all single digits. Some of them have a bunch of numbers. Some of them have a smaller set of numbers. So let's do one that's got a bigger set of numbers to it. Number 5 is the one I want to look at here. Okay. Number 5, I've got the following numbers. I've got an 8, 2, 2, 3, 9, 5, 9, 9, 5, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. 10 numbers. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm looking at the Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and just put them in order. Okay, so 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 9. So I started with 10, still got 10, so I'm good. Now, it's a little bit easier to see the mode when you've got them arranged because they're all in groups now. So it looks like the mode, the 9 is repeated 3 times. So I have a mode of 9. Okay. Now, because there are 10 numbers in the set, it's an even set. Okay. I'm going to find my median between the 5th and 6th term. Okay. Right there, I got 5 terms above, 5 terms below. So when you take the 5 and the 8 and average them, 5 plus 8 is 13. It looks like my median, 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. For my mean, okay, I need to take the sum divided by 10. So I'm going to use my calculator real quick here. And I'm going to go I get 60 over 10, or 6. Okay. Double check my math. Okay. That should be correct. Okay. So in this next example, okay, then to find the range,